Presenting the 26th EY Entrepreneur of the Year Awards. Shapers of India's Future.
EY Entrepreneur of the Year is one of the world's most prestigious business awards for entrepreneurs. The program encourages entrepreneurship and recognizes the contribution of entrepreneurs who inspire others with their vision, leadership and achievements. The 26th edition of EY Entrepreneur of the Year 2024 India Awards celebrated the shapers of India's future. Selected from over 300 nominations, these trailblazing winners are fueling India's economic growth and prosperity through transformative ideas and purposeful leadership. The India winner of the EY Entrepreneur of the Year 2024 India Awards will represent India at the EY World Entrepreneur of the Year Awards in Monte Carlo in June 2025.
Hello and welcome to the first webisode of Shapers of India's Future, a series where we showcase the entrepreneurial journey of visionary leaders and the winners of the EY Entrepreneur of the Year 2024 India Awards. I'm Shireen Bhan. The first entrepreneur we feature today is Nithin Kamath, the founder and CEO of Zerodha, a trailblazer in India's financial landscape. Nithin has redefined the way India invests by leveraging technology, simplifying trading and maintaining a strong customer-first approach. He built Zerodha into India's largest stock brokerage firm. Let's take a closer look at the inspiring entrepreneurial journey of Nithin Kamath and Zerodha.
The force behind revolutionizing the Indian brokerage industry. Nithin Kamath's journey began as a curious teenager drawn to the stock market. He took his first steps into trading during his school days.
Around 12th, I got introduced to the markets. We used to kind of stay in the vicinity of Marwadis, and some of these friends got me hooked on to trading the markets. I joined engineering college mostly because of family pressure. I kind of stopped going to college from my third semester, fourth semester, because I was trading by the side. By 2001, derivatives got introduced in the Indian markets. I started trading derivatives and I was extremely aggressive, and I kind of blew up all the money.
But the road to success was anything but easy, marked by bold bets, financial setbacks, and relentless perseverance. Determined to succeed, Nithin ventured into sub-broking, helping clients navigate the markets while pursuing his own learning. It was the global financial crisis of 2008 that proved to be a turning point for Nithin. The ripple effect, the formation of Zerodha in 2010.
I had borrowed money from the wrong kind of people. So I was forced to work to kind of give them back the money. In 2001, I joined Manipal Infocom call center because I kind of worked the nights and I could still trade during the daytime. I did that from 2001 to 2005. 2005, met a gentleman in the gym. Accidental. He asked me what I do. I told I trade the markets, and he had come back from the US, and he luckily for me he cut a check, for 25 lakh rupees. That was like a lot of money for me then. Then slowly that one account became more accounts. 2006, I took a franchisee of Reliance Money, and this was around the time my brother joined me as well. I took the franchisee of Reliance Money and I started doing sub-broking. And that was really the first time I got to know how the broking company works, because until then I was really just a customer. And then 2008, when the markets were crashing, we ended up being short in the markets, so made some money. 2009, when the markets bounced back up, basically when Prime Minister Modi came into power the first time, the markets did like a 40% up move in 2 days. and we had squared off all our positions. So that was the last day I took a trade, because I told Nikhil that, dude, this I'm done. I'm done with the frustration of missing out these trades. And we decided that Nikhil continues trading, and I'll go build a brokerage firm. And if it doesn't work out, the plan was, I get back to trading. And so that's how 2010 we started Zerodha.
Having co-founded Zerodha with a vision to democratize trading and investing in India, Nithin's innovative approach disrupted the traditional brokerage industry, making investing accessible to millions of Indians. It was a platform built on transparency, simplicity, and cost-effectiveness. Today, Zerodha stands as one of India's largest retail stockbrokers with a diversified product range.
What we done in Zerodha when we started the business was, one, we had set a flat fee per trade model because it didn't make sense in an online world to charge a percentage of a brokerage fee as a percentage of a transaction. And two was, I think, which was more disruptive, was we had made the entire business model very transparent. The fact that you could come to a broker and know all your upfront charges before you open an account with us. So those were the two edges when we started the business. But by 2013, we realized that edge was not enough. But we needed to build a product. 2015, we launched Kite, which was an in-house web app through which you can trade the markets. So 2015 December, me and Kailash were going to Cochin, and in the airport, I told Kailash that why don't we go zero brokerage on equity investing? Then he said, yeah, makes sense. And I just called Nikhil and others, and we were zero brokerage, in 30 minutes the decision was taken. And so 2016 was when we could onboard the customer completely online. And both of that combined together was really the first tipping point in our business.
In a world of fluctuating markets and evolving investor behavior, few have managed to navigate the complexities like Nithin. From simplifying the onboarding process to embracing the surge in market participation post-COVID, Zerodha has adapted to unprecedented changes, introducing a whole generation of people to the markets.
Then we launched Coin, which was a direct mutual fund platform. Then it kept, growing. As in another thing which we did in 2016 was what we decided was we will only build what is core to the business, and everything which is adjacent to us, we will partner with the people. We essentially were the first brokers anywhere in the world to open up a bunch of APIs and invited startups to come build on top of us. And we invested in the startups as well. So that piece also started. We call that initiative Rain Matter. And 2020, essentially, when COVID happened, we were all, the first few months, we were all thinking that this is the end. But it really got the whole new generation of Indians to invest in the markets, to trade. We were at 2 million customers during COVID. We are at 1.6 crore customers. We've grown 8x, 9x in the last 4-5 years.
Beyond profits, Zerodha is committed to a deeper mission, that of empowering Indians to make better financial decisions. And its impact extends beyond business, with investments in climate change initiatives and non-profit organizations.
The Rain Matter initiative, which has now invested in 150 companies, and we've invested close to 750 crores. And what started off as only fintech slowly extended into health, climate, and storytelling. And in 2020, we started the Rain Matter Foundation. Again, we've allocated 1,000 crores, but the foundation has deployed only around 500 crores till now. And yeah, so again, working in the space of climate. And yeah, so we that's where we are at.
What drives Nithin is not numbers, but the impact he can have on millions. How he can create meaningful change while spearheading a movement towards financial literacy and empowerment.
Numbers and entrepreneurs, as in the idea which we started with was the first version of Zerodha, which was how do you lower cost. It's kind of slowly evolved, as in how do you get investors on board, how do you provide all the tools and facilities, as in we have a feature called Nudge, which kind of warns a person before he does some mistake. The purpose remains the same. How do you get Indians to make better money decisions? And that's kind of taken different shapes and forms, but really why we exist is that. And not just through Zerodha, through all the partnerships we have, or everything that we do as education, for example, on Varsity and on 01 and all of that, everything together is really to help Indians do better with their money.
From disrupting the brokerage industry to building a sustainable business model with over 1.6 crore customers, Zerodha's journey to profitability offers many valuable lessons for entrepreneurs.
The thing is, as a businessman, you're always having two options: to do what is right for the short term or to do what is right for the long term. And if you can prioritize what is right for the long term before what is right for the short term, I think businesses can be built in a way better format. And that short-termism is really the bane of the market. I think, when you start a business, you need to have some kind of a knowledge, some kind of something that you know that others don't. I had spent 10, 12 years before Zerodha, before Zerodha started in the markets. So there was some understanding of the business. I could spot the opportunity better. I think that's very important. I think some kind of core competency being built in the business that you want to venture out into.
Those closest to Nithin commend his vision to scale, sustain and succeed while staying empathetic and being a good human along the way.
Pretty much all of our decision making at Zerodha comes from that ultimate sense of empathy and care for the human. Nithin's motivations are not in numbers. So he's deeply, deeply passionate about supporting entrepreneurship, supporting people with good ideas. What makes me most proud about Nithin and what he's achieved is literally the person that he is. Everything that's happened, all the good things that have happened, is the outcome of who he is as a person.
Nithin Kamath was named EY Entrepreneur of the Year 2024. Congratulations to him and his team.
And now, ladies and gentlemen, the big one. The award we have all been waiting for. The entrepreneur who stands tall. Who will not just walk away with the biggest award of the evening, but will also represent India at the World Entrepreneur of the Year Awards to be held in Monte Carlo in June this year. So get your hands together and get ready to make a lot of noise as we reveal the winner of the EY Entrepreneur of the Year 2024.
He is the first generation entrepreneur who built a $1 billion business that democratized wealth creation in India. He disrupted the brokerage industry with its low margin, high volume approach. And he did this by bootstrapping and reinvesting profits to build his business. Ladies and gentlemen, let's all rise for the EY Entrepreneur of the Year, Nithin Kamath.
Congratulations, Mr. Kamath, on this wonderful, well-deserved win. There you have it, the winner of Entrepreneur of the Year, Nithin Kamath. Congratulations, sir.
As an entrepreneur,
I often ask myself, what's more important, market cycles or your business skills? And usually the answer is market cycles. I mean, I'd like to dedicate this to every entrepreneur out there who is struggling, hoping his industry's time comes. Cheers to everyone at Zerodha, and especially to Nikhil, Seema, Kian, my mom, and this one's for my dad, who cared most about this awards. Thanks.
From the story of a man who disrupted the world of stock trading, we now turn to a legend in the world of banking and finance, KV Kamath, chairman of Jio Financial Services. With a stellar career spanning decades, Mr. Kamath has played a pivotal role in shaping India's financial sector. Having been awarded the Padma Bhushan, one of India's highest civilian honours, KV Kamath's impact is immeasurable. Let's explore the remarkable story behind KV Kamath's success.
KV Kamath's journey began in the city of Mangalore in Karnataka. It was during his formative years that he learned the importance of education and entrepreneurship, which laid a strong foundation for the years to come.
My parents were in local politics. My dad was mayor of Mangalore. And the one thing that my parents taught me was the value of education, right from the beginning. And there was no limit to that. So that encouraged me to do my engineering at the National Institute of Technology near Mangalore, just a few kilometers from Mangalore. Well, my, I would say, stint with entrepreneurship started during that period of time. My dad had a tile factory, what is called the Mangalore Roofing Tiles, just a few kilometers beyond my engineering college. And my dad was busy in politics. I would look after the tile factory. So very early on, maybe at the age of 18, 19, I had to figure out how you make sure there is a sale, how do you make sure there's a profit, and how do you make sure you pay your bills. And at the end of the day, how you actually make your balance sheet and the profit and loss account.
By the time KV Kamath graduated, he had developed a keen understanding of business and finance. But he wasn't done learning yet. His career took a turn when he was advised to apply for ICICI, a name unfamiliar to him at the time.
So I went to Indian Institute of Management, Ahmedabad, to do my MBA. Again, a professor of mine then, when I was about to graduate, asked me, give me your resume. And I said, I'm sending it to ICICI. I had no idea what ICICI was, and people didn't call it ICICI then. They said the Industrial Credit and Investment Corporation of India Limited. I came for the interview to Mumbai. I liked what I saw, and I think they liked what they saw in me, and I joined ICICI in 1971 as a project officer. And again, my parents were fully supportive of the fact that I would now be a professional rather than go back to the family business.
Mentorship played a crucial role in shaping KV Kamath's early years at ICICI. His expertise in finance continued to grow, leading to new opportunities abroad at the Asian Development Bank.
I must say that my initial molding came from a set of teachers who were then leading ICICI. So we had Mr. H.T. Parekh, who was the chairman. And one thing I learned from H.T. Parekh very early on was the value of a person who was behind the company that you are looking at. So he was very clear that if you have a proper answer to what is the character of that person, you can make sure that your loan will come back. By 87, 88, I was rounded in terms of project finance, treasury, accounting aspects, and strategy. Then 88, I had an offer from the Asian Development Bank to leave. I talked to Mr. Wagul. He said, you should go. You should go for 2 years and then you come back. So it was so that 88, I went to Manila and I got, I would say, exposed to several Asian countries. Predominantly, the exposure was to the then Southeast Asian tigers.
But that wasn't the end of the road at ICICI. An unexpected call in 1995 changed everything. Yet again, from handling a business in a small town in Karnataka to leading one of India's most significant financial institutions, KV Kamath's journey has been one of learning, resilience, and visionary leadership.
Out of the blue, sometime in early 1995, I got a call from Mr. Wagul that I'm going to be in Singapore, can you meet me there? So I went to Singapore, I met him, and basically the conversation was very short. He said, I'm stepping down in July of next year, 96, and I want you to take over from me. It was as simple as that. And I had no hesitation. In fact, there was no thinking. I just said, yes, I will join ICICI. I joined in May of 1996 as CEO of ICICI.
Riding on the back of tech-driven success, the early 2000s were a defining period in the evolution of India's financial landscape. It was an era of expansion, innovation, and digital transformation. And it was under KV Kamath's able leadership that ICICI's growth trajectory continued, with strategic capital infusion ensuring the bank's expansion on a global scale.
So we had a slew of ideas from issuing credit cards to opening our home loan business, to opening auto loans, two-wheeler loans, the whole gamut of one of the things, last things I had done before I left ICICI for the Asian Development Bank was to actually put in computers on every desk in ICICI. That is, the new institution that was built, retail-facing, corporate-facing, was built also on a technology platform. By then, of course, the bank was growing at a modest pace, but we said, let's put some capital into the bank also. So in the next 6 months, we listed the bank also on NYSE. We raised capital for the bank. And by 2001, 2002, when Reserve Bank, I think, was receptive to a merger, we said we will do a reverse merger of what was ICICI into ICICI Bank, so you become a bank. And of course, that was, to me, the start of another entrepreneurial journey, because you now had to scale up a bank, which was a very small bank. And there again, technology came to play, because we said this bank has to run with technology.
With a clear vision for the future, technology became the backbone of banking operations, leading to innovations in customer accessibility. KV Kamath also realized the need to extend financial services beyond urban centers to India's unbanked population.
So we said in the first year we'll roll out 1,000 ATMs. We're now into the 2000s, early 2000s. Financial services were opened up. So you could get into insurance, you could get into broking in a big way, you could get into asset management in a big way. So we decided to get into each of these businesses at scale. We said there are 600 million people who are unbanked, living in our villages. So we need to bank them. So we had a group of people who were actually leading this effort.
As the financial sector adapted to new challenges, a new chapter unfolded. KV Kamath was called to set up the new development bank, an experience that taught him the power of collaboration.
I had stepped down in 2009. And 2015, the government asked me to go and set up the new development bank. And that started another journey, as it were. I was 67 or so when the government asked me to do this. And I thought it was a very interesting challenge, again, entrepreneurial challenge. So the truism that came to mind was that when the countries of the South stand together, they can do things which otherwise individually they may not be able to do. I think that message stayed with me, that it's not necessarily a disadvantage, you have to be together. That is the key challenge.
But the journey did not stop there. In 2021, yet another opportunity arose, this time to build a new financial institution from the ground up.
So they said, we need you to start the National Bank for Financing Infrastructure Development, NABFID. So that bank is on a journey now, 21. So now it's into its fourth year or so.
In 2022, KV Kamath joined Reliance Industries as an independent director. And under his stewardship as non-executive chairman, Jio Financial Services became an independent entity in 2023. His journey of transformation continues, be it for institutions or a generation of leaders.
from age 17, I've been an entrepreneur. I'm now 77, maybe going on 78. I still continue to be an entrepreneur, and India is changing at a pace that I always wanted it to change. What guided me, or what has been my success mantra, it is I need to learn every day because things are changing at that pace. So keep yourself open to new ideas, new learnings, and I continue that to date. Things are happening at such a rapid pace that I'm enjoying myself. My journey, probably I'll say I will put a stop to it if I stop enjoying myself.
KV Kamath was honoured with the Lifetime Achievement Award at the EY Entrepreneur of the Year 2024.
So our Lifetime Achievement Award winner is a global giant in the world of financial services, a multifaceted leader who manages complexities without losing sight of the basics. He laid the foundation for the sustained market leadership of one of India's largest banks through technology-driven innovations. He has graced EOI awards in the past as the jury chair, and today we are honored to confer on him the Entrepreneur of the Year 2024 Lifetime Achievement Award. Ladies and gentlemen, please put your hand together for Mr. KV Kamath.
With a standing ovation, let us welcome the EY Entrepreneur of the Year Lifetime Achievement Award winner 2024, Padma Bhushan, Mr. KV Kamath.
I feel humbled, and all I have is a few moments to remember and thank all the people who have made this possible. I think it starts with, of course, my parents, my family, without whom this would not have been possible. My mentors, and indeed, as Sajan said, all the clients who have made me happy, who have made India happy and India proud, and that makes me happy. So I accept this the great humility as a recognition of what my team has done and what my clientele has built for India. Thank you very much.
Well, that was the much celebrated and accomplished banker KV Kamath. And with that, we come to the close of the first webisode of our special series celebrating the inspiring success stories of the winners of the EY Entrepreneur of the Year 2024 India Awards. We'll be back with more. Until then, from all of us here on the team, goodbye and thanks very much for watching.
Presenting the 26th EY Entrepreneur of the Year Awards, Shapers of India's Future.